All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and it's a cup of JoJo. Ran out of cream. Got to run to the store. So it says, hope everybody's doing fine, and thank you for your support. You see on YouTube the ex mafia personalities, and now they have their channels and everything else, and that's all right. That's all right. All right, let's get adjusted here. I wanted to get you in there, Erica, but okay. So I was from Brooklyn originally, and my godfather was from Brooklyn, Mickey C, and he was around back in the day, Sammy the Bull days, and Mike Franzese days, and everything else. I used to talk to him a lot before he passed away, and Sammy the Bull did a lot of time in jail. Mike F did some time also, but in their older years, they had this dispute about the facts, about everything else, and they were on that VLOD, and that's a very public channel with tons and tons of subscribers and everything else, and it's interesting and it's fascinating. And they're sitting, Mike and Sammy are sitting across from each other, and they're really getting heated up, and they're going back and forth, and everything else. And they're senior citizens, but they still got that DNA. Just like everybody else gets frustrated and aggravated and confrontational, but they displayed it as in their senior years. But Sammy the Bull made some real good points, and I would have to agree on some of the things Sammy the Bull said, because I was around here or there some of the times, and I don't know how many people are still alive or left around that could vouch for saying, I know that's a fact that Sammy the Bull just said. I know. I am nobody with 14 subscribers, and I go on here, I do spiritual videos and other types of things. I tell stories, and I saw that exchange on VLOD, and I was thinking, yeah, VLOD is getting a big audience, big awareness. Two of the biggest names in America, ex-gangsters and all that. And what do you expect from these guys? I got information. My godfather, Mickey C, that was my godfather through the church, and I was born in Brooklyn, and they grew up next to each other, him and Sammy the Bull. And I mean, I'm not saying Mike F is any less of a gangster, but I would say that Sammy the Bull was more treacherous. And most of you probably already can come to that conclusion. But and you know who you got your allegiance to and everything like that. And I ran around and did some things and ran some errands. And Mike F is a wonderful guy. And now being visible and having high visibility with hundreds of thousands of people, you, the viewer, have to realize these guys ran rackets. That VLOD might have been staged, but I don't know. But these guys they ran rackets and they hustled, and maybe YouTube is another hustle for them. So don't be so critical and everything about what that content is, because at the end of the day, they're getting the money. They're getting the money. So, but I ran errands for the family that Mike F was involved with years ago, and I would be loyal to saying, at the end of the day, I'm on his team. But there's who cares? Who cares? Everybody's moved on. We're all older now, and I just saw the response and the tons of views they got for the senior citizen gangsters, and Sammy the Bull was right on a lot of stuff. My godfather knew Mickey. They grew up neighbors. They grew up in the same neighborhood. I mean, Brooklyn has different areas and everything, but these families were, they were on top of each other, so to speak. And you might have belonged to a certain crime family, but these people were in your mix. They were visible here and there and everything else. My godfather seen him, and I'm not privy. My godfather told me a lot of stories. I'll share down the road, but maybe he's got some Sammy the Bull stories. But I only had some stories about when I ran some errands, and that was the family that Mike Franzese was the captain of, or even if he was the boss at the time. But I put in the thumbnail, yeah, that's a cheap way to try to get views. Mike Franzese versus Sammy the Bull. Yeah, that's a cheap way. But hey, I wanted to try it and use it. And I'm older now. And I was around. I was around and stuff. And I know a couple things. And if it's interesting to the people and everything else, that's all right. If not, who cares? We'll have a good day, So I have an allegiance to Mike F, because those were the people that I was around at the time, and my godfather, Mickey C, that was in Brooklyn, and that was the mix of my experience and when I was running around. I have an allegiance, and I like the spirituality that he displays now as a Christian. A lot of the gangsters were Christians. They didn't follow the rules, but biblical rules, but they were Christian. And so I lean toward Mike F. It doesn't matter if I try to dispute some of the facts he said in that sit down with Sammy the Bull and all that. It don't matter. It don't matter. What value is there to, oh, well, I think he was lying, but no, he was lying about that. What's the value to it? The views are already in. They're tabulated. It generated more views and subscribers to their channels. So now I'm piggybacking it, trying to grab a couple subscribers myself. But that's all right. I do spiritual stuff. I tell stories. I do a lot of different things. So I find it interesting, though, that the people and the comments on those things were like so critical. Like, what do you think these guys are, altar boys? And they told the truth all the time and everything. I mean, it was comical, so to speak, where you're holding them to such a high level of esteem and honesty and being so proper, where they were related to gangland activity in whatever fashion. Yeah, of course, murder or whatever that was, but it was gangland activity across the board. So it's funny that during the sit down with Vlad, they're arguing, they want to go at it with each other, two old gangsters, and That's just in them. But at the end of the day, Vlad got more subscribers. Mike Franzese got more subscribers, and Sammy the Bull got more subscribers. That's all. It don't matter if what they're saying is true or false. There's not many people left alive and around living still today to agree or object to whatever they were saying. I know some of the things, whether they were true or false, that they were both saying. But what value is there to it? I'm going to beat my chest. Oh, yeah, I know. Who cares? They're trying to do better now in their older age and everything else. And it's just entertainment. It's entertainment. So, Sammy the Bull was a rough guy running around them streets. My godfather told me a lot of different things and stuff. And they actually tangled up. They actually got tangled up one time. And I'm not going to even say who won. But my godfather, Mickey C., was the toughest running them streets. That's all I'm going to say. But who cares who won the fight? God bless the dead. So we'll leave it there. Tune in for my spiritual devotions. And I thank you for watching and listening. And I got a lot of stories and stuff. And I appreciate everything. So be the kings and queens of your world. Stay great and stay blessed. See you soon.